Alrighty. Hello, Miss Rhonda. How are you?
Hi, Miss Darlene. I'm doing good.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining me here virtually. I know that we chatted on the phone a little bit ago.
Okay.
I'm excited to continue our conversation, if you will. So let's jump right into our interview and
Okay.
simply walk me through your professional experience, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. Well, I have several years of customer service experience. My most recent position was with Geico,
Mhm.
where I was a customer service rep. I assisted customers with getting auto coverage, and I was an auto where we also had to upsell them on like a homeowner's policy, renter's policy, or umbrella policy, and things like that. Um, a lot of my calls would be customers wanting to find discounts, ways that they can lower their insurance. And I would try to find ways as far as if they could take a course to lower their insurance or even combining because with packages would lower their insurance some. So I would do things like that. So I did that for probably the last year or so.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. And I heard you saying you were doing a little bit of upselling as well.
Yes.
You were there for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Walk me through, if you may, the call volume that you experienced at Geico. Was it, consistent? Tell me, walk me through that.
It was roughly around maybe 60 calls a day. It was pretty consistent back-to-back calls where we always had to be available because we weren't allowed to use, cash or on hold. Or
Okay.
so we had to stay available so we could always receive the next calls because we always had calls in queue. So it was pretty consistent, roughly about maybe 60, 70 calls a day.
That makes sense. Okay, so pretty consistent with the call flow. Can't put anyone on a hold, of course.
Right.
Was it only inbound calls, outbound calls? Were you doing chats, emails at all?
We could do outbound if a call got disconnected and we had to call a
Okay.
customer back. So we would have to put ourselves on outbound call to make the call back, like if a call got disconnected somehow, or if they had to call us back, for to get more information, we could make outbound calls as well.
Incredible. And thank you for that as well.
Sure.
And then remind me, was this in person or were you working remotely at all?
We could work remotely. We got like maybe 10 days or so where we could work remotely. Yeah, it was mostly
Okay.
in office, but like I said, we could use our time. Like maybe 10 days they would give us where we could work remotely. Mhm.
Great. Okay. So you've had the flexibility to work, 10 days. Was it 10 days
Mhm.
throughout the year or was it
I think it
just
was 10 days every like 30 days or 60 days, something like that. Yeah, but we
cool?
could work remotely. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you're familiar with the remote setting or hybrid
Yes.
schedule at Geico, but then
Yeah.
I also see over at the Bank of New York, you were working remotely there. So
That was strictly remote. Yep. Yep. And I was in wealth management. Yep.
awesome. And I only ask because we know with working remotely, we don't have, our supervisors or our managers more or
Right.
less, on our backs, lack of terms, right?
Right.
So you're comfortable really being self-sufficient, being on top
Correct.
of your duties, prioritizing.
Right. Yeah, and
Awesome.
staying available as well. Because I mean, just because you're working remotely doesn't mean, you can be sitting on the couch looking at TV. You still have to be available and ready for calls as well. Yep.
100% agree with you. Absolutely. And so I want to chat a little bit about your computer proficiency. Of
Hmm.
course, you've worked in a few positions that I would presume require, computer skills. So
Multitasking.
walk
Mhm.
me through you just said it right, the multitasking, familiar with being on the phone, typing, adding notes, data entry, using
Researching.
two
Yep.
screens.
Yep, 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 yep. So I had to do a lot of that, because we had to either go in, and look for if their license was suspended, and we would have to go to another place to look up and see when the license was suspended, take notes, or if there was an accident and it only had just accident in 2023, have to go in there and get more information like, okay, what happened in the accident? Were you at a stop sign? Did you run a stop sign? Did someone hit you from the rear? So we had to go to different spots to do different things and different applications. So
Sense.
I did have to multitask and, go to different screens, switch screens, and go to different applications. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Awesome. So very tech savvy. You're able
Mhm.
to, like you said, navigate through a multitude of screens at once.
Right.
systems at that. So
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. To kind of wrap it up here, just a few last questions. I know we chatted on the phone as well, and you mentioned that you have, or that you currently carry your Florida personal lines insurance.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's not my resident license is probably going to say Virginia because that's where I got it from. But I could take that. I am licensed for Florida to do Florida insurance as well because we handle Florida calls, we handle North Carolina calls, and I think the other one I forgot. I think it was Maryland
Beautiful.
calls. Yeah.
Awesome. So you don't have to get, relicensed with that, which is awesome.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, they expire, right? After a few
Right.
years or
2 years, correct. Yeah.
Okay, awesome stuff. So that's still active, so we don't have to go through that again,
Right.
for now at least. And then let's see. I know you said you just moved to Florida or to the the Clearwater area. As far as, finding a new position or at least starting a new position, how soon were you looking to start?
Immediately, right away. Yep.
Amazing. And you're open to, as far as availability, are you open to interviewing anytime, any day? Do you have any restrictions at all?
No, I don't have any restrictions. I'm able to go to in person if I need to. Yep.
Okay.
Or virtual.
Well, luckily for now, we don't need to go in person. It'll all be done virtually unless, our client decides otherwise.
Sure.
And then any restrictions like upcoming appointments or vacations that we should know about in advance?
No, I don't have anything planned.
Awesome. All righty, Ms. Rhonda. Well, it has been lovely getting to know your experience a bit further. I know we had a great chat over the phone, so I was excited to get you on camera.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and stop the recording now, but if you don't mind, stay with me in the line really quickly. I want to chat with you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course.